All right, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back.
Hey, how are we gonna do the giveaways, bro? You got that worked out already?
Yeah, working on it and all that time I get sitting around.
Oh, I know. I was
I,
just
I've got a
asking.
list. I went last night and got the list of people. We're live, by the way. I went
Oh,
ahead and clicked the button because I didn't know when she was going to quit yammering.
well, hey everybody, welcome to Hump Day Live. Woo!
Man, Alvin, did you get that box? Give everybody a few minutes to jump in here. Actually, it looks like they're jumping in pretty quick. So good for them.
Yeah, Chris said Crystal's show was ending and she was gonna have everybody just jump on over here.
Oh Lord,
So
Shirt Off Sunday.
I'm still trying to get my damn laptop going so I can get chat up. It freaking crashed on me.
Good deal, Al, and let me know that it arrived and that it arrived in good shape. So just keep me posted. All right. Well, Chuck, have you seen any of the Orca pics running around? Because I have taken a lot of personal pleasure in trolling the fuck out of everybody, telling them that they were invisible vaporware and they were never going to amount to anything, and then they show up at CES with goggles.
No, I saw actually I'm looking at YouTube right now. Bardwell's got a little teaser going on there with live Q&A or something about the Orca. Tell me all about it, Bubs.
Well, so in HDOs, Fat Shark's using Sony screens, Sony OLEDs, and Orca is using Sony OLEDs too. But they're using half-inch screens, not the smaller screens that Fat Shark's using. So they have a higher resolution, but all the same benefits. They have a wider IPD adjustment. They have a power button. They have all these features. Plus, they take, standard Fat Shark modules. But like they said, these are also not $100, $200, $300 goggles. They are planning after this launch to put together a more budget-minded set, meaning not $600, but they are not in the budget market. They are not intending to be. They are bringing top-tier quality. They want to be a competitor to Fat Shark.
Yeah, and I just blew my wad on HDOs. Of course, something better comes out, right? Of course.
Yeah, but you know how fast everything moves in this hobby, man. I think if you were trying to just always keep up with the biggest hype, well, you'd have to have a bigger budget than you and I have.
But I don't know. I don't know the meaning of the term budget.
Huh. Mine is, I have spare money. Do I put it in savings? No, let's piss it all away.
That's me.
Retirement. What do I need that for?
I'll sell all my quad parts when I get old. It'll be what do you call it? Retro stuff. It'll be worth more.
Yeah.
All right, finally got me in some chat.
Oh man. Well, good deal. So far, so good. Better than all the prior nights for the last couple months.
Right? We're not going to crash this time, maybe?
Feeling pretty good. Knock on random shit in the room. All right. Well, guys, so we're going to be doing our first giveaway tonight. We'll talk about that more as the night goes on, but we're basing that off of people that have contributed in Super Chat. Amount doesn't matter. If you've contributed, you enter the raffle, so to speak. So
hurry up and get your super chats in, guys, because tonight's the night.
Yeah. And so you guys know, and this is not incentive. We're not asking you guys to go throwing money at us, but this is the kickoff for the money that has been donated. This is the stuff that we're starting to purchase so we can give away. And the bigger bank we have to work with, the more stuff we'll be able to do this with. We're looking at possibly doing this every live, not every live stream, every hump day live, because, you know, every other Wednesday, we now have the gangbang, which you guys will have to get in on. We post the link in chat. We send it to anybody that wants it. And you guys can all hop in and hang with the noobs.
That's when we get a little kinky.
RC Fun's curious. What's the giveaway?
Yeah, I'm curious too. What's the giveaway?
What's that?
I said, I'm curious too. What's the giveaway?
Well, let me do this.
Not that we're going to get to it right away. We got to tease you guys along a little bit, make you watch the show.
That's right. So this is what we're going to start with, guys. We have not received enough to go crazy, you know, buck wild with the most top tier stuff, but we've been able to accumulate a couple items, and one of these is the Space One Meteor frame. So for you guys that are FPVing, you know, frames are always good to have, and this is a nice mix. I have one of these at home. Actually, I have a couple of these at home. I'm in the process of getting rid of them just because I prefer other frames. Namely, you guys know I love my floss styles, and now when I get home this week, the floss glides will be there. I can't freaking wait to start gliding.
Mine's waiting for me at Ketchum's house, dude.
Right? But yeah, so we're going to kick off with a Space One Meteor frame, and depending on how many people we get in the live stream tonight, we might throw another random item in there, because that's how we want to roll. So starting off, we're not going to be throwing the $100 items out there, but we'll have stuff for you.
Oh, we're going to be doing that stuff eventually, hopefully. That's up to you guys, really. I mean, the more you guys chip in, the better the prizes are going to be. So we figured that'd be a good way to do it.
And that's it. It all goes back to you guys. We're not doing anything with any of this except flipping it right back to you guys. So good deal. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen that frame much, it's the Space One Meteor 5-inch. It's really not a bad frame. It's definitely a lightweight frame. The arms could be a little thicker, but as long as you're not, you know, flying Icky style, you should get some flights out of it.
Oh, shoot, the alien can't take Icky style.
Man.
Hey, there were some people in the chat, some broke people out there. I know the feeling, guys. I'm quite broke quite often, which is funny because I make a good living. How does that work out? Didn't we have some little smaller item that we were going to do for everybody, or is that in an upcoming?
No, that's in this one. Right. But I'm not going to throw that one out there right away. Suckers are just going to have to wait.
I just thought I'd let them know.
Yep, because we're doing some of that with this stuff too, you know. We've some smaller items that here and there we might just open it up to anybody that's in the live stream. I'll gather the list of names, all the participants in the stream at the time, and throw them in a random name picker and see where it goes. RC Fun, you have been our #1 donator, bro. All I have to say to you is thank you, and all the other noobs should be thanking you too.
Yeah, big baller.
For real. But this wasn't meant to be a fundraiser, so let's get on with it. Well, yeah, and I know I threw something on Facebook the other night or yesterday too, but I really appreciate you guys hanging in there through all this crap we've been going through with the reliability of the streams. We were trying to have some fun with it, and after kicking off with Google Hangouts, it works, but it's not as much fun as watching the guys that are running OBS and, you know, having a dancing Spider-Man with a beer belly and all that other shit.
I miss him already.
Right? But if this allows us to stay online and not crash and not lose you guys, and I know it was frustrating you, it's frustrating us too, then this will be worth it. MD, you had that wing up anymore? I'm so jumping on the wing bandwagon.
Yeah, just get on that hype train.
Well,
like
The
Like
wing looks like fun, but I'm going to be honest. There's something about the wings that irritates me, and that's I haven't even flown one yet, but I'm just talking about the footage you get, and that's that waggle. The thing's always flying like this, you know. It can't seem to put in a good, solid course. I guess just because it doesn't have that stabilization, it doesn't have a tail to create that drag. So,
well, I mean, they do have the what are those little wings on the sides, and I guess the bigger that you get, the more stable you're going to be. But a wing is still going to be way more affected by the wind than any quad, than the fattest quad. So,
yeah, well, apparently those only do so much for it because what you're up against is the buffeting going on between both of those stabilizers, and so one is going to twist as he goes this way and pick up a little more drag in it, then it's going to go back and forth, and that's where that waggle comes from. And the only way that people seem to be able to get rid of it is by flying faster. Sounds like a win-win to me.
sounds like you just need to throw one of those like 2507s on there, the X-Engineer motor or whatever.
Hey, man, I can't wait. My whole goal Friday is to get home in enough time that I can say, hi, I love you to the old lady, and then run downstairs and start building a quad.
Straight to the workshop.
You know it. So, hold on. Let me find something here.
Josh, always going off camera during live.
Always. It's how I roll. There we go.
With your mood lighting.
You liked it? I like my mood lighting. Do this.
Yeah, let's not do that.
So I'm definitely going to get a wing, but I'm really been eyeballing what do you call them? Holy crap, I lost it midstream. We have a guy local named Turtle Brown FPV and another guy, Squatch FPV. And they're big into the wings and the planes. And there's like a crossover. I'm trying to remember what it's called. But it's made by Video Aerial Systems. And that thing looks pretty swing. It actually has two tail pieces coming off of it. Makes it real stable.
I don't remember the name of it, but Flight Test did a big thing on it a while back.
And of course, you know me, that's where I'm considering starting is all the Flight Test foamy stuff, because instead of dropping $100, $200 on things, I can drop $30 and get in the air.
Paducah says we have another window open and no one there.
I think it was that other. I tried to put the feeler out there for the other stream. And instead of creating an event, it must be sitting there live. Let me see if I can kill it. Anyway, that's interesting that you know Turtle, Squirrel. It's just somebody you follow, or have you met the guy? Because I've met him like 2 or 3 times. And a good guy, straight shooter, boy. He doesn't pull any punches. I think it's why I like him.
It's alive.
Yeah, you'll have to excuse me. I'm trying to get into this other thing to throw the stream off.
Well, Josh is playing with his Peter. How laggy am I, guys? I'm curious. Does it look like a bad Chinese movie with a little bad English overdub?
So what's up with the chain, Chuck? You just trying to be all kinky?
I don't know what you're talking about, bub.
Yeah, okay.
Thanks, Quad Thrash.
All right, well, there's no way for me to actually kill it. It just sits there. All right, well, people will find their way over or they won't.
Hey, RC Fun, there's no message retracting here. We want to see all your embarrassing mistypes.
What is this? Messages retracted. Don't be playing with me.
That's what I'm
Retracting
talking
these
about.
messages.
I almost got to read it, but then now I just feel teased.
Right? That was my initial thought too.
Hey, what's up, Rebel MK? Glad you stopped by, bro. Looking out for those parts for you.
No lag, Chuck. What, am I lagging?
No, I asked him if I was lagging much, because that's how it always used to be when we used Hangouts.
We're so used to just having shit live streams. God damn.
It's a shame the shit show name was already taken.
Yeah, but we wouldn't be much of a shit show. We're just the noob crew.
Noob crew, woo woo.
So, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's a Facebook group. Now, it's closed, and I don't think it's hidden, but it's closed. It's called Rate My Rip. Now, this is not a normal Facebook go and spam everybody to try to go to your YouTube so you can maybe get a sub a month or something group. This thing's not even meant to necessarily be there as a just normal sharing spot. This is a place to post your flights and get critique on what you can do better, to get help, things like that. I have really been struggling this winter, and I'm a little bit like jealous of Chuck right now. Yeah, I bet you have, Dave. I've really been struggling this winter with lack of visibility. So last year I was still so new that I didn't really notice all the scraggle because I wasn't trying to get up in the trees and ride the branches and shit like that. Well, let me tell you, every time I go out, I spend 5, 6, 7 packs trying to fly close to stuff or in between things just to keep getting smacked and smacked and smacked by branches. And it gets to a point where it just pisses me off and I quit flying close to things, right? So after having it was a decent flight, but it wasn't like a wow flight, right? And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna I'm gonna throw this and rate my rip, and I hope somebody has the balls to say something. Sure enough, there's Dave Hines, Copper Top, and he's like, essentially, it's not a bad flight, but it's not a great flight either. You need to get closer to stuff. And then I send him a message. I'm like, bro, you just like confirmed the whole reason I even put this here. Just to see if anybody else had the same thought process, right? I said, I get so frustrated that this is the last flight and you can't see the 6 packs in front of this one, that it was like branch after branch after branch before I was like, screw it, done.
Leave it to Dave. He'll do it. He'll get you every time.
I love it though. You know,
Right?
those are the people I love. I love when you give me feedback. Chuck will be like, of course, Chuck's feedback always revolves around 2 things. Fly faster and turn your camera up. Well, there's only so much you can do with that.
Hey, you've done it, and then your flying's improved. My work is done.
Flying at 25 degrees.
Yeah, but you know what? After you did it, you did change the way you flew.
Yeah.
It gave you a different perspective on how to fly. So you just fly, you put it back down to 25 and then kept flying the same way.
Yeah.
I think it's a matter of not keeping the horizon in the center of your camera all the time.
Yeah, you'll notice for me, the horizon a lot of times seems to float up here just because, again, my camera angle's lower. And I prefer it that way for when I'm doing tricks and maneuvers. It's easier to manage than all the stick mixing. It also allows me to slow the quad down very well. So,
okay, well, I guess I'm out of chat. My PC ran into a problem and needs to restart. All right. Good thing I'm not hosting.
So this weekend, hopefully it's not just fucking terrible. Chris and E-Drone want to get together and go out and do some more ripping. Might let them kind of pick the spots this week. I don't know. We'll see.
One thing real quick, Josh, before I forget, it's just a little business. We want to give Chris a wrench. Something I told him I'd do this show. And yeah, man, talking about that scraggle, I'll tell you what, I definitely overpaid for my HDOs, and it hurt a lot.
Overpaid.
But, dude, I got $75 off, which is good, but still, that's a lot of freaking money, man. But I can, like you're talking about me being able to fly through the trees and through that scraggle. It's because of those HDOs, straight up. I mean, I will push Fat Shark all day long for those because I can see it all, like at a halfway reasonable distance to where I can react to it.
Yeah,
and it's made me way more bold.
Yeah. You know, the biggest thing that that you guys hear me constantly bitching about right now is lack of sun. And that's for more reasons than just because I like the nice sunny days. It's because when the sun is out, it doesn't even have to be high in the sky, but I get more contrast on those branches and things, you know?
Have you tried playing with your contrast on those darker days to make it better?
Always, dude. I adjust my brightness and contrast every time I go out, depending on what the conditions are like.
Okay.
So we'll see. Eventually, the weather has to get warmer and the days have to get longer and the fucking leaves have to come back. So
the official first day of winter was like last week, bro. It's going to get a lot worse before it gets better.
You know what? That's enough out of you. Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, I can't stand the snow. I think, well, you know what? My last video, I think, was one of my more beautiful videos just because the scenery was phenomenal besides the friggin' scraggle. But I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I ended up busting the end off of one of my arms and went through all kinds of props just because it's cold.
What frame?
That was the quad box frame.
Oh, okay.
I'm brain farting on the brand right now.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, with the hype trains on it. Of course, kiss.
Yeah. Well, I'm anxious to get these Shing motors on there, partly because they're so different in KV than what I normally fly, but partly because they're definitely a higher end motor. The more I read and the more I just look at the specs, like I realize these are a higher end motor than the stuff I've been running. So hopefully they'll live up to it.
Keeping it that $20 price, man, that's great.
Yeah, they're on regular price between $20 and $22, somewhere in there. Now, I also bought a set of Flywoo motors. Now, those were $23 a pop, or $21.
Never heard of them.
Okay. They're another brand coming out of China that 9mm bearings, top-end materials, and it was another set of 2750 kV motors. So those will go on my 2 regulars, and then I've still got some other motors to put on a few other quads. So I'm looking at having probably 3 or 4 running around. And right now, since my winter break, I've been highly motivated to do all kinds of stuff. So I'm going to ride that and get some shit done.
Well, you need to get highly motivated to fly and put out some vids for me to watch.
Bro, I have footage, but none of it's exactly noteworthy. And I'm beyond the whole I fly so I post everything. I mean, to each their own, but I don't want people getting too overly kind of, oh, it's just another Withrow video. Like, I want them, when they see my stuff, I don't care if it's every 3 weeks, to be like, hey, maybe I should go watch this. He does cool shit once in a while.
We're all YouTube whores, buddy.
E-Drone, I want to answer your question. So yes, Eric, Chuck and I have met in real life multiple times. So that you know, Chuck is based in a lot of ways. It was for a while anyway, around Milwaukee, Chicago, and right now he's even down south around like Indianapolis. But while Chuck was mostly in the Milwaukee area, I had a customer in Milwaukee. And so when I figured out, now mind you, for months I had been going up there and didn't realize that that's where he was. So one day we're in chat and I say, yeah, I'm in Milwaukee this week, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, shut the fuck up. So we went out and did a little flying and, broke the ice. Because every time you meet somebody new, you got to feel them out. I don't know. This guy could be a complete fucking creep looking to just nail me over the head and steal my shit. I mean, have you looked at him? Have you looked at me? I don't exactly look tough.
Feel free to go ahead and look in the backlog on the FPV Noob Tube. It's called The First Kiss, and there's 2 videos. One's the first kiss, and the second, the one I made, the better one, is first kiss in or second kiss in halitosis.
Yep. So we got the first one out of the way, and then I went back some weeks later, and we ended up flying a really cool spot that I would love to get back to. Kind of a corporate complex, had some cool stuff. We spent the entire day, like I left really early in the morning just so I could get into town before lunch, picked up Chuck, and we spent the whole day driving around and flying, and had a great time. Chuck looks tough, but Chuck is one of the most genuine, good-hearted people you'll ever meet, but he doesn't want anybody to know it.
I'm a burly truck driver that complains all the time. That's my job.
Yeah, it comes across that way in the chats too, or in the streams.
Yeah. Do you see what I'm dealing with? Do you see this nonsense? That's what I'm dealing with. Sorry.
No, you're good. So, and then we met again at Noobapalooza. So we've got this thing now. I think it's becoming a tradition. I dare say it's not a tradition yet, but after we pull it off this year, I'm going to say it's probably going to qualify as a tradition. So Ben Cole, Leprequad, 2 years ago, meets Icky for the first time. And a few of us that were core to the FPV Noob Tube all chipped in and got Icky a D-Quad Obsession and fully spec'd out motors, camera.
Which he completely destroyed and set on fire within the first week.
That's the preview video for the FPV Noob Tube.
For now.
Well. Anyway, we all chip in, get Icky this camera, and Ben and Icky spend a few days flying and just hanging out. And they called it Noobapalooza. So last year, we sit there, we start thinking, and a bunch of us are talking together. And it's like, we should all meet up. And Chuck, myself, Adam Plum, Mike Night Train Lane. Oh my God, who was it?
We also had Outcast, FPV. We had Tom Moore.
Yeah, that's who it was.
Yeah, I think that's and
had Noel Davis.
Noel, yeah, and
Ash shot and made a few appearances.
Ash's little brother,
Cam.
Cam.
So all of us get together. We go to Fort Worth for a long weekend. Now Chuck went down for the whole week, but most of us could only get down for a long weekend because work sucks. And while we're there, we go flying, we break stuff. While we're down there, Flylo FPV gets wind that we're there. He comes out and flies with us, then says, well, where are you guys hanging out? And we're like, in Ben's shed. He's like, no, come over to my shop. So we all went and set up shop. And actually, we just kind of took over the place for 2 whole days at least. Flylo is another one, man. He's a good guy. He's got a good heart. Like, we all got some quirks, that once you meet somebody a few times, you start to realize, and you're like, yeah, there it is. Just like all of us, the dude's got his quirks, but he's a good guy. Well, while we're there, we've got this place torn apart. We're eating pizza. We're eating brisket that Chris Hendershot made. Who walks in? Said Hendo. He just come to do some work. Sat there for like 5 hours and just built quads, talked, flew quads, caught stuff on fire. He's like, that's what I do. So it's neat to be able to start to meet these people in real life. Chuck, Icky, like you name it. And looking forward to this year. We're still ironing out the date. That's on me. For you guys that don't know, these guys are coming to Delaware. They're coming to the East Coast. And so we're going to have, at least a half dozen noobs in town. Once I have the dates ironed out, I'm going to be getting a hold of Corey and Bot Grinder. Since Corey's in Baltimore, Bot Grinder's in Philly, we're going to maybe do a 1 day in a spot with the two of them. Go to the beach, fly some East Coast spots, and do a lot of hanging out. Boy, I feel like when I start talking, I just like drone on. I need to get that under wraps.
I was letting you, man. I'm trying to get my computer's not doing anything. I even turned it off completely. Turned it on, and it's just black screen.
Chad, you, brother, I don't know how you aren't in the core group yet, because you've been around for frickin' ever. And I don't know where you're out of, but I tell you what, I'm going to send you an invite to something. And as everything starts to materialize, you'll be in the loop.
Get us some squirrel. Squirrel!
Except if you watch how he flies, he's not real squirrel.
Well, he should be, damn it.
I bet we could get him fired up, and yeah, that would be something.
Also, I have to start getting on his ass like I did you. Send it, bitch! Come on, go faster!
You were what?
My computer is so worthless. It's a piece of junk.
Only when I crash. So usually what Chuck's doing is what I'm sitting there doing. Ah, why? I'm thoroughly enjoying not doing that right now. Can't stay. All right, well, let's go ahead and do this. So you guys are aware, we have had 4 people. Unless I missed one, you better pipe up. But I got the screen up. I'm looking. We've had 4 people contribute to Super Chats, basically make donations to the channel towards these. We are going to raffle off this Space One Meteor right now.
Woo!
So
4 people, that's pretty good chances.
that's okay. And everybody's going to get to see who those 4 people are. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so everybody can follow along with what I'm doing.
You're looking on the NoobTube page?
What?
Balance Life. Well, I'm trying to get my computer going because I wanted to double check on that and check the statistic page on the NoobTube page to make sure that we got everybody.
I went all the way back to last September when we started doing this stuff.
Okay.
Val's made a few. Mr. Gauss has made one. RDFPV is crazy and rich. Plummets contributed, so that's who we're looking at. Are we locking it down now? Locking it down. All right, here goes.
Dun, 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 dun.
There you guys have it. Can everybody see it? All right. Everybody had even odds, and it looks like Plummet takes the cake.
Yeah, Plummet. I couldn't imagine somebody that deserves it more, to be honest with you.
You know, you guys, not everybody gets to see this. You know, we have some really good people in the group about what it means to be a noob, you know. Adam has very modest means, and I'm going to leave it at that, right? And Adam, every time he gets a chance, gives things away to people. This guy, you want to talk heart of gold, that's Adam. All right? Adam has given away fully functional, not a damn thing wrong with them, working quads away to people. All right?
To me.
Multiple times.
He gave me a fully built, fly low, custom built alien. Blew me away. Trust me, I'm still blown away by it. It's crazy.
I almost feel bad that we're sending him a cheap frame Because you guys that don't know, a Fly Low Alien is like a $1,200, $1,100 purchase. Like, it's not a joke. And he just decided, I don't really like Kiss. I want to go back to flying my Martian. Tells Chuck some sob story about it's broken, can't figure it out. Chuck gets it, plugs it in, it flies. He's like, what the fuck?
Well, I did put a new FC, the V2 FC in it, so I don't know. But yeah, that kid blows me away. I think to this date, he's still kept on his record for giving away more frames and quads than he's blown.
Yeah.
He's got a heart of gold, man. Heart of gold. He is one of the people that keeps me inspired to keep the FPV noob tube going, to be honest. And I hope he's here and just heard that.
I know. That's what I'm hoping too, because I'm not going to say it again.
Ever.
Yeah.
Oh, look, it's doing something. It's doing something.
Did you plug it in? Yeah, the Space One frames aren't a joke. I'm going to, and I'll let Adam know too. The biggest thing is that the arms that this thing comes with are only like 3mm arms. I was looking on Space One's website, and you can get 4 or 5mm arms for the Meteor now. That's its biggest shortcoming, is just its arms.
Nice.
4 independent arms, and they have a locking mechanism. So it's really good. As far as me, I'm selling one right now in the FPV marketplace, fully decked out. The only thing it doesn't have is a VTX, and I could be persuaded to throw one into it. But it flies fine. I just prefer the floss styles.
Well, I mean, Adam's had an 220X from Space One, and I have one. I've had one myself, and man, they make good frames. And I think if you put those 4mm arms on that thing, it would be probably just as good as the 220X. Yeah. And that thing took a bashing. Josh has witnessed that personally.
You guys, so one of our videos is, I don't know, something about donuts, right? I'll give you that story too in just a second.
That was Second Kiss and Halitosis where that was it.
Yeah, at that corporate complex. I'm having issues with just a quad not flying right. So I don't have all the confidence, but I at one point decided if I'm going to go swimming, I'm going to go swimming. I'm out flying over this pond and everything else. Decided, fuck it. Hey, I even almost lost my quad on the top of one of those buildings.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. But then this guy, well, literally for multiple reasons. One, he did park this thing right on a roof. Not intentionally. But then he rams this thing full speed into the side of this building so hard that it left an imprint of the arm in aluminum fascia. I mean, it was no joke. When we heard that thing go off, the sound can't even be described. I just knew that quad was in parts. No, it flipped it over. If I recall, didn't even have a bent prop and just flew it off.
No, it tore the GoPro off of it, and I started having problems with it after that. But yeah, it was a good one, and I can tell you exactly what it sounded like. It sounded like a gunshot.
Okay.
If you guys go watch the video, that's not the actual sound because the sound didn't carry through well through the GoPro. So I found a gunshot. And I put it in there because it was the closest thing I could get.
We had some good crashes too. Like, oh, there we go. Accidentally had my name clicked. We had some good crashes at Nubapalooza too.
Dude, is Adam in here or what?
I don't see him. I haven't seen him as much, but I know he's around.
Let's see if I can yell at him on Messenger real quick.
Let's see. I wonder if we could get this up to 30 viewers. You think we could get this up to 30 viewers?
I think if we can get this up to 30 viewers, that I'm going to buy something special to give away in the next few hump days. And I'm not going to say what it is, but it's going to be freaking awesome.
So upcoming giveaways, I've got a couple LiPo chargers, and we've potentially got a set of motors on the way.
Ooh.
Brand new. We're not giving away used shit, guys. If we give something away, it's brand new. We're not doing anything with it except giving it away.
I was thinking about picking up some motors for that.
So stay tuned. These won't be giveaways for the gangbang. These will just be giveaways for live stream.
Bear with me. I'm yelling it at him.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. So I don't want to get in the habit of, like, you know, giving away LiPo bags or something like that that nobody cares about. I want things that you guys are going to use. I know that you want things you're going to use. Any of you guys out there subscribe to Drone Drop or Quadbox? The thing is, they're not a bad idea, right? Especially if you're new to the hobby, for two reasons. So about a year ago, I spent 6 months getting both Drone Drop and Quadbox. And Eric, you know what I mean. Anyway, I spent 6 months subscribing to both and came to the conclusion that initially I liked getting all the stuff I was getting. I was getting a big mix of things. So that's where I ended up first getting my stock of, like, spare flight controllers, spare ESCs, spare motors, spare frames, was just by subscribing to these services. But I came to the conclusion that sometimes you get random shit, like a tool that you already have 3 of that you don't care about. And I would rather have that money go to something I want, right? The thing with Quadbox and Drone Drop is they're not always going to give you just the stuff you want the most. And so that's what I don't want to be like. I only want to give you the stuff you want the most.
That's right. Something you guys could actually use.
We're really excited to bring this to you guys. You know, we've really wanted to bring the community and the involvement back into this. Now, this is not just scotch-free. You know, a lot of this stuff, it's with the idea that maybe if you get some spare parts and you have some spares sitting around, that you'll be more apt to go out, try something new, and not be as afraid to break something. So, because what do we want you to do with that? We want you to share it with us.
Buddy.
Always about the footy.
All right, my laptop is on. I'm so excited.
It is an easy way to stock props, Crystal, but let me tell you, there's a handful of websites out there. Now, the first one I'm going to throw out is like Get FPV, Pyroflip, Heli Nation, RDQ, and there's probably one more. And if you just, like, every week cycle through those and take a look, you're going to find that once in a while they're having prop liquidations.
That would be Ready-Made RC that you were trying to think of.
That was the one. Now, I'm not advocating that one site's better than the other. I'm just talking about where to get the best sales, right? And I'm talking stateside because nobody wants to shop at Bang Shit and wait 4 months for their busted ass soggy shit to get here. And if you're one of those people, you just leave the stream now. Just kidding.
Unsubscribe.
Right. You want to support stateside businesses, but also that means that you're not going to be waiting, you know, weeks and weeks for this stuff to arrive. So if you cycle through those sites, you're doing a little bit of everything, and then once in a while you find them liquidating like HQ 5x4.3s, right? Or 5x1x4.6s. I have a chest full. Well, I have about a half chest full left right now after Christmas of props that I didn't spend more than $1.50 a pack on.
Damn.
And a lot of those I got for either $1 a pack or even less. Let me tell you somewhere else to keep an eye on. Anybody in here know who Zhong Zhong is? Owner and proprietor of HQ Prop.
Ooh.
Friend him on Facebook. Once in a while, this guy either does a prototype run or he has a run where it just didn't meet his standards, right? So these aren't going to be the best props, meaning they might have some small defect. Let me tell you what about his last batch now. But this guy, you friend him once in a while, he posts these things up and he's like, send me $20 on PayPal. I'll send you a box full of props. And he's not talking about like 10 packs of props. This motherfucker is talking about props, right? It might as well be a sponsorship deal.
Damn, you gonna send me a link to something from him?
You're gonna go look for his name, ZHONG. Sorry, it's two of the same thing. ZHONG, Zhong.
Well, I can hardly get my laptop to work. Come on.
I'll send you a link. So a few months ago, this guy comes out and he's like, well, I got this batch of props, but I can't sell them because they have a problem. So, of course, everybody's asking, what's the problem? You guys know when you look at props, there's the little stamp on top of them. One of them will usually say like HQ prop, and the other one tells you the size. One of the stamps was missing.
That's so awesome.
So I go and I throw my $20 at him, and I expect to get 20 sets of props, right? I got 40 sets of props.
Damn.
For $20 shipped. Now, he wasn't letting any one person just buy up the stock. So he was making sure that everybody got in on it, which was really cool too, because once in a while you get those asshats who will go and like drop $300 and buy the entire stock. But I'm the worst asshat because I won't even turn them around and resell them for a small profit. I'll just keep them for myself.
Hell yeah. I go through props like water. That footy you guys like that I put out, that it don't come for free. That's mad props in the trash.
Hold on. Looks like we have something going on in chat. Do we have asshats coming in here?
Asshats? Oh, God, I wish my laptop was working.
The deadbeat dad. Somebody's coming at Jeremy. All right.
Let's squash that shit.
Yep, we'll be all over that like white on rice. Last person.
Come on, Chris, use that new wrench you got.
We're taking care of it, but still, he's actually made the remark that he doesn't need any help, really doesn't know what he's capable of, and he'll just leave it at that, which that's just Jeremy being a redneck and making threats. But
see, all the good stuff happens when I can't get on chat.
Right? Oh, man. Well, check this out. We are still, this is record for us. We are still clocking 23 active viewers.
Guys, if you want me to go buy that surprise, you better tell some people to get in here. I ain't doing it unless we get 30 this stream. And we got about 15, 20 some odd minutes left.
Now, you remember the discussion we were having about neck straps?
Yes.
You really can't overrate a good neck strap. Now, or what do we call these, lanyards? I've come to realize that there's a lot of people that don't use lanyards, and I don't understand why.
Because we have hands. This is my new lanyard right here, bro. I just got it. It was a deal. It's a little heavy, though.
Well, a good lanyard cannot be overstated. So here's what I want to do. I am now grabbing all the people active in chat. We're going to do one more giveaway for everybody that's in here right now. So if you're somebody that already has a good lanyard, maybe you'll have another one. Or you can give it to one of your homies or whatever. If you don't have a nice lanyard, stay tuned.
Now, I'll tell you what, guys, I have one of these, and it's probably the most comfortable one I've put on my neck.
For you guys that don't know, there's a few companies that make really, really nice lanyards. And one of those companies is Space One. They make a really, really silky.
That's the word for it, too. It feels like silk.
Yeah, really silky lanyard. We're going to do a giveaway. So I'm grabbing the list of active participants right now.
Let me put my name in real quick. Hold on. Oh, wait. I can't. Oh,
all right. So just watching isn't enough. You will have had to have posted in chat already, and I've already got the list of participants. So that's it. I'm not refreshing. I'm going to share my screen again. This will be the last thing we give away tonight. We want to make sure we have this stuff to go for weeks and weeks and weeks. We'll be doing like 2 of these nights a month as long as we stay funded. So, all right, share the screen for credibility, right?
Just an update. Right. Just an update. Adam hasn't seen my posts yet.
All right, can everybody see the names? Now I'm even going to give you a chance to tell me that, well, you didn't get in on it. And you want to be in on it.
Put it back up, man. It changed screens.
Take a look at it. I know. It's because I was taking a look to make sure I wasn't missing anything in chat.
Okay. What about Copper Top? He's right here. Sinister, the Drone Network, who is actually looking for a lanyard.
There we go.
You got Squirrel, Crystal Justice. You got Crystal.
Yeah, Crystal's in here.
Reaper, Earl RC. What are you doing, bro? What are you doing? Earl?
If you look at how he spells it,
I know.
Earl. Maybe that's it.
You got E-Drone. 507. Oh, he doesn't want to be in. He's good.
Good.
Got Rebel. Yeah, let me scroll up a bit just to make sure. G36 Pilot. Quad Thrash. You got Quad Thrash. Jabo FPV. Yeah, you got him. All right, that looks about right.
All right.
A. Wait, you got AA in there? It's good to see you in the chat, AA. AA is actually somebody that I met and flew with recently. It was pretty fun. Video coming out soon on my channel.
Nice.
Go, John.
All right.
Wait, we got one more.
Who you got?
Jason Susi, SUSI. He says he sure could use it.
All right, good. That's what we like to hear.
G36, he's good. You can cut him out.
Well, I tell you what, I have him in there. I'm going to leave him there, and if he wins, he gets to decide what he wants to do with it. We can do another roll. He can give it to someone.
All right, okay. Go for it, man. That's the cutoff, guys. That's it.
All right, here goes. All right, Rebel MK.
Nice. Rebel's actually a new friend that I've just been starting to talk with, and I believe you too as well.
Yeah, I've seen him around. I haven't had a whole lot of dialogue.
He's a good cat, man.
Good deal. Well, guys, this is a good lanyard. It is soft. Now, it's not super thick. Me, I like the real thick ones that don't get caught up in your neck meats. But, man, it's super soft, and it's got one of the good latches on it. You guys don't know this, but there are good latches, and there are bad latches. And there's nothing worse than having a lanyard with a bad latch that, you know, you're standing there and it wants to drop your transmitter. That's no good. All right. So I'll get a hold of Adam. He's easy to find in our group. Rebel, I want you to send me a Facebook message. You got to let me know where to send this thing. Congratulations, boss.
If you can't find Josh don't have him for some reason, you know you got me.
So this is a good time to remind you guys that if you like what we're doing here, we want you to smack that thumb button. Here's the deal, though. We like criticism. So if you don't like what we're doing here, give us a thumbs down. Leave us some comments. Let us know what's going on. If you've been stopping by for more than a little while and you're not subbed already, go ahead and sub and make sure you ring that bell too so that you guys know when we are either putting up a new video or when we're going live. We want you to get those notifications so you guys don't miss anything.
Absolutely, guys. It's coming a little slowly just because we all have careers, but we are working on new stuff for the FPV Noob Tube at all times.
Yeah, man.
So
then we want you guys to network amongst each other too. So every now and then in chat, go ahead and follow someone's name to their profile and see if they have any content that you're interested in. And if they do, give them a sub. You know, we can't overstate enough how much, and, you know, we get to see this, right? We talk about this core group all the time, these people that are always talking, how much community really ties this hobby together. You know, I get to hang out with Chuck once in a while, with all the Noober guys. I get to see E-Drone and Chris all the time in Crystal Justice. And that really is what makes it. If somebody tomorrow smashed my hands and said, you can't fly anymore, at least I would still have the people. Someday I'm going to run into Copper Top. I can't wait for that day.
Right. Hey, Copper Top, are you still around, Dave? Let me know in the chat real quick. But I'd actually like to throw somebody out there, man. He actually just left, so if any of you guys don't have Agile Fool, go ahead and pick him up, dude. He's got some huevos on him. I'll just say that.
That's one way to put it. He's actually, you know, it's been fun to watch him because he went from like super shaky to chaotic and controlled really quickly.
Yeah, if you guys want to see his progress a little bit, he's actually been featured on my show, The Noob Crew. You can go back and find that, and then go ahead and sub to his channel and check out his newest videos. And wow, that's all I'm going to say. Wow.
Yeah, he's been fun to watch. He progressed really quickly, but he was one of those guys that was not afraid to go out and just entirely break shit.
All right,
that's
Dave.
The first thing that'll hold you back, you know, being afraid.
Exactly. Real quick, Dave, calling you out, bro. Me and Double A have decided that you're going to come down and visit us. Maybe come down to Delphi where he's at, and he's going to get a couple people from where he lives, and we need to do some flying, brother. Make it happen, Captain.
Bowling Green, Kentucky. I'll have to see where that's at.
Hey, Chris, MD95 TSI, you are definitely coming, bro. Your skills have freaking quadrupled in a month. I'm amazed at what you've been pulling off.
That's about what I said to him last weekend when I saw him. But I try not to get his head too big because he's got kind of a little neck. And I don't want it to just – then he might need one of those special chain lanyards to hold his big dome up.
Well, that's what this is for, man. My head's gotten so big from all the praise that I've gotten that, you know. Hey, thanks, Rebel. I'll tell you what, you got put in for the next giveaway, brother.
That's it. You know, Chuck, I laughed hard the other night. I was going through the playlists on the FPV NoobTube YouTube, and just kind of buttoning up a couple things, and I run into the Noob Crew list, and the first thing that plays is episode 1. Bro, I think you actually had more hair there.
Is that possible? I've been bald since I was like 19, bro. Come on.
I'm just fucking with you. No, but it cracked me up seeing, you know, you had a lot less fuzz on your face. You think you just had a nice trimmed goatee. Still sporting the shades. You weren't showing anybody those pretty eyes yet.
Well, you know, these baby blues right here, they're very dangerous, man, because once you stare into them for more than a couple of seconds, you're just fucked. It's over. Exactly. And yeah, dude, I don't know about this thing, man. It's getting pretty out there. I look back at my logo when it was just a tiny little thing like this, and it's getting a little crazy.
You ever like find yourself sopping up soup with it?
No, but I do find myself just in the past like 2 weeks getting a lot of food in there because it kind of juts out forward. You know, I'm going for the what's the guy, Leonidas look.
Yes. You gonna be kicking motherfuckers in a few months?
Oh God, I would love to do that to somebody. I would feel so bad afterwards. I would probably cry, but oh man, that would be awesome.
Bro, I would die if you threw a This Is Sparta and nailed someone in the crotch or something.
Right in the chest, dude. I don't know if I can kick that high. I'm a fat man now.
Oh, I know you got it in you. Probably finish it up with a kick flip or something.
This ain't skateboarding, bro.
But it could be. Did you see Bot's latest video?
I don't think so. Tell me all about it.
Well, it was full of a bunch of dumb. For starters, he did get himself wrapped up in a flag at the top of a flagpole, but him and Wombat used a wrench. You use a lug wrench in your car. They stuck it in there and jammed it in, was able to lower the flag and get it out. But then, now look, yes, our quads have a little power when they weigh like 600 grams. These guys strap a quad with electrical tape to a skateboard and are surprised that it won't fly. And then they strap 2 quads onto the skateboard and are still surprised when it wouldn't fly.
Yeah, they might not know a thing or two about applied physics.
He didn't even look high in that video.
Yeah, if you put a board underneath your props and tie the quad to it, the air is not going anywhere. It's going sideways.
No. But it's entirely too much weight, too.
You know what? From all I've actually heard about that guy, he's a lot smarter than he plays. Like a lot smarter. And I think a lot of that is a shtick.
Yeah, to a degree.
To a degree, of course.
But, you know, when you talk metal, have you listened to the punk thrash that he plays?
Absolutely. I love it. That's one of the things I praise him for. He plays stuff that I wouldn't play just because I'm real self-conscious about the music matching the flying. And when you're playing a 45-second punk song that's at about 1,000 beats per second, it doesn't exactly match. But you know what? Good for him. He's keeping that music alive, and it needs it.
Oh yeah, because his group, they don't play covers. I mean, they probably play some, but they're all original. One thing to play somebody else's music, it's another thing to put your own out there. That takes balls.
Yeah. So we get 30 people in chat yet? Are these guys sharing? Are they tweeting us out? What's going on here, guys? You want that big prize, right? I mean, I was thinking about throwing like $100 into something good, but if you guys don't want me to, that's on you.
Check this guy out, Daddy Warbucks here. Oh, fuck me. Spilling coffee all over myself. Love that Holiday Inn Express mojo.
Oh, dude! Before you notice, I'm yapping this freaking episode, dude. I got a 32-ounce iced coffee. What's that new stuff you see? The Stoked, I think it's called. Woo! It's so strong. I'm buzzing, baby.
Oh God. All right, let's have a little fun. We're getting some people in here. Chuck, what do you say we throw a link out there?
Do it.
See who joins.
They got awful quiet in there for a second. I've been watching.
Here, let's see what happens. Hopefully that link came out. Let me know if you saw it, Chuck. Let everybody else let me know if you just saw a link come through.
You know what? I don't think that they got quiet. I think my computer froze again. Yeah. What the hell, dude? Seriously? This thing's it's only like a year old. Oh, we got an MD.
All right. Good deal.
MD is not here. Okay.
I'll be right back. I gotta grab a towel.
All right, there we are. Dave, I just saw your chat. It just caught up. Sorry about that, guys. Double A's in Delphi. It's about 30 minutes from Lafayette, dude. So if you got some homeboys down there, dude, we'll make a crew out of it for the day. It's gotta be a Saturday. Gotta be a Saturday though, brother. I know you got busy, but it's gotta be a Saturday.
you guys that don't have crews, you got to get you a crew. I mean, these are like lifelong friend kind of people. I'm sure if you try, you'll meet an asshat here and there, you know, that's bound to happen. But God, you know, I was telling Chuck the other day, I don't have one of those Spoonie J stories. Like, it's not like it saved me from myself, but I was getting lonely in life. You know, you got friends that kind of not part ways under bad terms, but you go down your own directions. You have your own lives. And it's getting a little lonely. And then I found drones. And then I found MD. And then I found E-Drone. Not in that order. I actually met E-Drone first. This guy comes up to me. I was like, oh, and I got to admit, now, Eric, if you're still in here, don't read into it. But, man, I spotted this guy from a mile away, right? I'm at this thing at our local fairgrounds. They were running an outdoors expo, so like camping, fishing, all that stuff.
Did he have his shirt off? Was that what it was?
Not only did he have a shirt on, he also had a hat, and then he had one of those Chinese action cameras with the headband, and he had his phone running, and he was like, "Hey, I'm E-Drone here at the Outdoors Expo," and I was like, "Oh, here we go."
Mr. Blah.
First impressions, right? And then, you know, you talk to the guy, and he's so passionate about what he does. This guy's got a really good YouTube channel. He, I think he's running like 2,300, 2,400 subs right now, but he's putting out new content all the time and different kinds of content. And you're getting to see his venture into FPV because he started with photography drones. And he's got, you know, he's got some really nice footage, some good things going on with that. But the FPV because he started with photography.
Got MD on Crystal's phone.
All that.
What's up, brother?
And he's got, you know, he's got some really nice footage, good things going on with that. But watching him stretch his FPV wings has been cool. Just like Chris. Chris was very new to FPV when we met too. But Chris has like turned it into a drag race. Let's see how soon I can get to the end. This dude's
man, I love
right
it.
by me.
The 30-degree.
FPV wings has been cool. Just like
Hey, Chris.
5.
Chris, turn down the volume, please, a little bit.
Oh my God, we got a bot in the chat. People heard us talking about it.
All right, there you go.
Who told you we were talking smack, bro?
That drone board. Yeah, you know, I think it just needs bigger props. I think you need to get like a 10-inch or an X-Class or 2 on that thing, and then you might even be able to put a launch cam on it.
Who told you we were talking? Bot, you've heard it. You've been challenged, brother. We want to see the X-Class skateboard quad.
Yeah. I think it just needs bigger props. I think you need to get like a 10-inch or an X-Class or 2 on that thing, and then you might even be able to put Chris, we're getting a lot of echo, buddy.
You're killing us, brother.
Here, I'm going to mute him for just a second just because he's kind of taking over the audio. I'll pull it back in a second.
Yeah, straight up, bot. You've been challenged, dude. More quads? Oh, okay. I want to see that. I want to see it, bro.
Shit, how do I unmute?
This ain't turning into the shit show again, is it?
Well, I hope not. The thing is, like when I hit the down arrow, it allowed me to mute him, but now mute's grayed out it. So he's muted and I can't unmute him. 8 quads. Bro, oh my God, penny boards. Let me tell you, I hate penny boards, but I'm going to tell you only because I have a 16-year-old daughter. And last year or 2 years ago, she was making this big deal, right? Like, I want a penny board. I want a penny board. All my friends have penny boards. So my wife and I were like, all right, we'll buy a skateboard. We didn't realize they only came from Australia or some shit at the time. Oh, he has to unmute. All right, well, now he left chat. I done pissed him off. Anyway, we go out. Not only can you only buy these things overseas, they're like $150 for this tiny little skinny blue skateboard, right? And it's plastic. It's plastic at that. She goes out on it and rides it 2 or 3 times before she loses her shit and breaks her ass and has not touched it since.
And that thing was like $100, huh?
Yeah, and it like the wheels are still shiny on it. You name it. Oh my God.
Hey, Bot,
A
you're still
penboard is some high-end hipster skateboard.
Yeah. Hey, Bot, if you're still in here, bro, thanks for keeping punk alive, dog. Not many of us are doing it.
Man.
Meh, Josh says.
Oh no, like it has its place here and there. I've listened to one, but I'm going to be honest, that's not my kind of music. You got to admit that's on the extreme end of styles, and it's a little much for me. No, punk's not dead.
No, it's well alive, brother. But I'll tell you what, not too many people are spreading it anymore. So it's really cool that you have a semi-mainstream platform that you put it out on, dude. I like that.
Well, I'm wondering how much of it we're going to get to hear on his videos.
Oh, some bot grinder band to some bot flying. I'm liking this.
He only listens to hip hop, but he can't rap. I don't believe that for a minute. I can see the Rotor Riot freestyle sessions coming in, and I'm not talking about drones.
Woo!
Jesus Christ. But I listen up. But I listen to rap, but I prefer old school rap. Like I don't like that mid-90s like gangster shit. There's some neat beats in it, and some of it's catchy as far as the way it sounds. But it's not the stuff I really enjoy.
Yeah, I'm with Squirrel. We're gonna bring back 80s ballads, hairband ballads. What's up?
Whoa. I'll put my hair out for that.
No, I can't stand the raps personally. I think it's missing a letter. Can you guess which one? That would be a C.
But there was some neat collaboration in the early to mid 80s. You also even say later ladies, the later 80s, between rap and rock and some of the other styles. There was some fun stuff that came out. And that's where I live. Like that's the stuff I love the most, is the stuff that was just fun.
I grew up in a mosh pit, man, and I have never really gotten out of it.
Well, let me tell you, I did. My wife, I followed her to Appleton, Wisconsin last year, or not even last year, I'll say last summer, to a rock festival. 3 full days of this bullshit. So the first day, I was like, all right, that was fun. And when I woke up the next day, my body didn't want to move. So I eventually stretch out, get something to eat, and they're like, okay, we're ready to go back. Because I went with my wife, my sister-in-law, and one of her friends. Well, after the second day, I was like, all right, I've had my fun. I swear to God, I wasn't there an hour the third day, and I looked at my wife, and I said, I'm over this shit. I'm ready to leave. I'm getting too old for that shit.
3 days straight is ridiculous, but I was actually at that same place at that same festival the year before watching Slipknot. That was probably one of the coolest live shows. Even if you don't like Slipknot, the live show is phenomenal. I think I would have to say it's one of the top live shows of the modern day. For sure.
Yeah. Slipknot they do put on a really good high energy show. I love Corey Taylor though. He can be raging out, screaming at the top of his lungs 1 second and just have the most melodic harm. Oh my God. To be able to do that.
Dude's got like a 22-inch neck, bro, and he's like normal sized person. He's a freak of nature, brother.
Yeah. Slipknot's one of those weird bands. Like they have probably a dozen songs that I really like, and in my mind, everything else is garbage.
Need a little more aggression in your life, son.
Well,
you get 9 people playing instruments all together, and to have it actually be cohesive is like masterpiece, dude. That's like a symphony of destruction to to use that.
You know, I wonder if we could find, now I'm sitting here, ever since you talked about bringing back 80s ballads, I wonder if we could find a way to put a good ballad to a flight.
Is that the next challenge?
It might be. It might be. I've already noted it in my list of challenges.
Cannibal Corpse, Reaper. Those dudes are nuts. You know what? I don't even like Cannibal Corpse, but I will give them their props is that they started an entire genre that I am part of. I listen to today. Oh God, is it starting?
It's after 10.
No, I don't give a shit, bro. It's like 27 degrees and I'm not running my truck. I ain't taking nothing off.
Sundown, shirts off.
Edro must have showed up.
That dude, every time I see him and he's home, sweatpants, no shirt. Like, I'm pretty sure that's the way he lives year round.
Dave Coppertop Dave's got a point. All those ballads are like 8-9 minutes long, bro. So that could be a problem.
I get it, but you know, I've been known. Have you ever taken the time to take an audio track that was either a little shorter than you wanted or a little longer and to like trim it up just using Premiere even?
No, I actually have Adobe Audition, and yes, I play with songs quite a bit.
Yeah. So, I mean, look, and here's where it really gets my attention. So every time I talk about rock is my favorite kind of music, right? Now, I'm talking about, you're going to say it's mainstream garbage. I don't give a shit. You know, Breaking Benjamin, Avenged Sevenfold, like that sort of stuff, right?
Sevenfold is psychotically talented. I don't agree with all their songs. I don't like all of their stuff. But, man, they are, there's no other word. They're psychotically talented.
Yes, yes. So that's my favorite style of music, my favorite genre right there most of the time. Now, what's funny is it flips depending on my mood. And then my other is Dave Matthews Band. So depending what kind of mood I'm in, that's the place I like to live, right? Right in that area.
You with your bubbly toes?
He speaks to me. What can I say?
When I used to get drunk on
Here's where I'm going. Let me tell you something that rock is missing right now. Every 80s rock song that was fucking awesome, or earlier, right, had what? A guitar solo. And at some point, these 2-minute one-hit wonders come out, and they start bopping across the scene, and they're 2 minutes in, 2 minutes out, 3 whole lines, 1 chorus, no solo.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. That's why I always come back to fucking Slayer.
So, now to my point. How do you make a flight video that properly accentuates the solo and has a different, you know, you can visually see the difference between the rest of the song and the solo?
That would be incredibly difficult.
Exactly.
Because even on slower songs, solo's notes come so fast. I don't want to say it bumps up the BPM, but it feels like it does. So I don't think it would match the flying all that well. I don't know.
No, ideas, right? I've even had some. I probably have 6 or 7 videos from last year that I never even exported. I put them together just to see if I could make something cohesive. But after putting the time and fighting with it for like 9 to 10 hours, I was like, I couldn't bring myself to delete it. So they're kind of there. Unfinished.
You and your perfectionism.
Well, I'm not icky level perfectionist.
Well, thank God we'd never get a video out of you.
Right?
Love you, Icky.
Let me tell you, you didn't catch it, but I shared it to the FPV Noob Tube. Did you see the battle between Dave Hines and Icky?
I did, actually. Yeah, I watched that.
Bro, that shit legitimately brought a tear to my eye.
Real quick, before Dave put that little excerpt in the end that brought that tear to your eye, I couldn't tell who was who. because Dave was flying just like Icky did in that video. I was like, wow, because I thought the first video was Dave.
Oh,
But it
okay.
wasn't. All right, good on you for that.
I had Icky pegged as Icky, but I know these little nuances in his flying style. But after I watched his and then I watched Dave, like all I could think was, because I wanted to go back and watch Icky's again. I'm like, dude, it's been so long since we've seen him fly. Like I really enjoyed just seeing him fly. And then Dave drops all that shit on the end of his video.
Yeah,
I was so mad about that and touched at the same time.
good on you for that, Dave. That was cool.
I had to have a hate jerk just to make myself feel normal again.
We need to direct that video directly at Icky, make him feel really guilty. Because
well, did you notice though? So I think he might get back into doing a flight here and there. The Immigrant Song, yeah.
I was gonna say we sparked an argument over metal in the chat here. Bunch of metal elitists.
Yeah, but then Reaper drops Pink Floyd in there. Pink Floyd has never crossed that metal threshold to me.
They are. They're just a different kind. Well, I mean, it's like, here's a good example. Primus. What do you call that?
Okay, that's a fair point.
There is no genre for that.
No, they're their own, but
who back in the day when we listened to the radio, who played it? K-Rock and all the metal channels. And they also played the Pink Floyd because they know where the roots came from.
okay.
I guarantee you that guitar player in Pink Floyd has inspired more modern professional guitar players than just about anybody on the planet.
Okay, I got you. All right. See, I'm thinking only like the big picture sound per se, and they never quite struck me as metal. They're definitely rock and hard rock, but they never really struck me as metal. But you're right. The dude's he's got those licks, those metal licks.
Plus, think about the subject matter, the darkness. It's all there. If you really analyze it, it's all there, man.
Oh, from a lyrical standpoint,
Ooh,
Pink Floyd is deep.
That's why it's heavy, in my opinion.
And that's back when songs told a story too. It wasn't hate my mom, fuck my life, hate my mom, fuck my life. End of song.
Come on, I like King 810.
Look, it's good to mix in, but by itself, it leaves a lot to be desired. Metallica, right? Metallica is one of the original kind of thrash bands, as far as I'm concerned, because they were underground for a while.
Kind of. They are thrash, dude. What are you talking about?
Yeah, well, and the reason I say kind of is because they're not afraid to mix it up. And that's one of the things I always loved about Metallica before I even realized what I loved is that they have movements. Their music isn't just slam, bam, thank you, ma'am. They have an intro, at times even a prelude. They have different movements through their songs. It's a very deeply composed song every time Metallica plays something.
Well, you got to look at who was there, who they looked up to when they were, 17-year-old kids. I'm brain farting on the name. It's the guy who always sung super high pitch. Come on, Reaper, help me out here. He put on the white face makeup and stuff. He had the freaking the black. He was one of the first guys to do that, but it was back in the day before all this weird goth crap.
Well, they had, I want to say Blitzkrieg and Diamond Head come to mind as people that they were inspired by.
Diamond Head. Look at Diamond Head, man. I mean, that's how he made music.
Music is missing something now. I'm not saying it's bad or it's terrible, and everything goes through these, because if everything was that good, nothing would be that good, right? But by comparison, music is missing something now.
Yeah, well, you got to look at it from, let's get a little psychological perspective on this. they say that once you find the music you love at around 13 to 16 years old, that's for life. What did your parents say about your music when you were?
Well, I grew up listening to 70s, I'll say late 60s through 80s rock with my dad. And that's what I stuck with a lot through even my late teenage years. But I spent hard rock, I'll say heavy metal, and rap were my later teenage years.
Okay, and when your parents started hearing the new music that you were listening to, what'd they say?
Well, it depends. So my dad had plenty of opinions about the rap.
I'm fishing here. You know what I'm going for.
I do. I'm in a slightly weird spot with my parents. My mom was pure country. Like, if it's not country, it's shit, right? My dad, if it was rock and it had composure, like he was all about it. He'd hear something new and be like, what's that?
Okay. Well, point being is their parents said the same thing to them, and so on and so on and so on and so on. I mean, at one point, if you look far enough back in history, when Sebastian Bach wasn't a huge, they said it was devil music. So literally, you could link Slayer to Bach.
Yeah.
That's the psychology behind it anyway. I've actually done a little bit of research on that. They're still arguing about bands. Oh, what did we start?
Right? Well, you gotta mix it up once in a while, right? I mean, what can affect your mood and even your edit as much as the music you put it to? Music is integral to this stuff.
Well, hey, I'll tell you what, if you want to talk about a song that was how'd you put it? How it was.
Oh, like composed into movements?
In movement is one that Earl RC just brought up is Master of Puppets. My Lord, that
example.
Yeah, that song changed like 12 times throughout the song and always came back to what it went to the beginning, which was awesome.
Well, one, Master of Puppets, Ride the Lightning, Enter Sandman, what didn't have as many, but it had 2 to 3 movements in it where it went from here to here and then back.
Yeah. Well, that was their moneymaker.
Sure.
The moneymaker is always more simple. I mean, if you want to get down to it, I'll drop a bomb on you. For Metallica is Orion.
Oh, Orion?
Yeah, I call it Orion. Whatever. I've always called it Orion.
Orion, dude, I love Orion.
Dude, that's a work of art.
Yeah. Well, for multiple reasons. Back then, who the hell was playing a bass like that?
Or, oh shit, I had it. I lost it. Never mind.
Yeah. What was it, Dave Mustaine? Was that the bassist?
Dude, you need to get it. You're done. You're done, dude. You're fired from the FPV Noob Tube completely.
Not Dave Mustaine. Hold on. Jesus Christ.
Come on. I'm going to give you a couple seconds.
Right on the tip of my fucking tongue. I'm having like a brain fart. Any other time I can whip this thing right out there. He was an incredible, incredible bassist.
It's the same as
somebody taken too early.
I'm so disappointed in you.
I'm so sorry. I'm having a complete brain fart. I can see his face. I just can't think of his fucking name.
His name is Cliff Burton.
Cliff Burton. Jesus Christ.
Dave Mustaine was in Metallica at one point. He was their guitar player and actually wrote some of their best songs.
Yes, but that's not who was in my brain.
Cliff Burton, hell yeah, dude. He's the reason why I own bass guitars. That dude has been an idol of mine since I was 12 years old. Did you ever actually really watch him play up close and see what his fingers are doing?
Yes.
He is one of 2 bass players that I know that play with 3 fingers on the strum.
Mm-hmm. He had
And
to get to.
And the other one is the new Metallica bassist, actually.
I forget his name, but he's always been a beast.
Well, yeah, Suicidal Tendencies, brother. Dude, he was in Suicidal Tendencies. He played for Ozzy Osbourne with Zakk Wylde.
Yes,
dude, that guy has had one of the most. That guy has had one of the most phenomenal careers in music.
Yeah, truth be told, I was a little upset when Metallica took him because I wasn't sure that he was the right match. Now, obviously, what the fuck do I know? But I wasn't sure he was the right match for Metallica.
He ended up being.
Yes,
for sure.
He did.
Well, that guy
was actually exactly what they needed because for a little while, Metallica was putting out some real garbage, and I don't mean that in a good way.
Yeah, and you know what's funny is a lot of people blame that on Jason Newsted, but if you've actually ever heard Newsted play like his stuff, he is also phenomenally talented.
Yeah.
But whatever, Metallica drama.
It's a great example of a band that even through their own personal drama has been around forever. They are that old married couple that's been married for 60 years that everybody looks at like, the matriarch and the patriarch of the entire family. Like, what would anything be if they weren't together? That's Metallica. Aerosmith. Right. Yeah.
Quad Thrash has got a cool little point about when Les Claypool tried out for Metallica, but they didn't reject him because he was too weird. They rejected him because they thought he was too good for Metallica. Obviously, he didn't suit their style, and they thought that him joining Metallica would have been a waste of his talents. And the way things turned out, I would have to wholeheartedly agree. Because he would have been stuck playing in one style of music. And look what Claypool ended up doing with Primus and Claypool. And even before that was... okay, I don't know that one either. Oh, damn, I can't remember nothing tonight.
Reaper just had a Withrow moment. I love it.
What?
Metallica's new drummer. Initially, I'm like, new drummer? What the fuck happened?
I still can't think of the guy's name, the bassist. I can't think of anybody's name tonight, though. Quad Thrash, do you remember the band that Claypool was in before Primus? I'm trying to think of the name. They put out some weird shit, dude. Like, whoa. Anyways.
Good stuff. I love good music conversation. I have a really wide range of music that I like, though, and a lot of it depends on just what kind of mood I'm in.
All right. I'm kind of glad we didn't come up with any topics this time. This is almost a gangbang without the gang.
Once in a while, I like to do that, It's nice to have an agenda. It's nice to have guests on, but sometimes it's just nice to be us, too.
Robert Trujillo, that's the dude. I don't believe I forgot his name, man.
Oh.
He is probably one of the best bass players in history. And he's so ridiculously underrated, even though he's been in the biggest bands on the planet.
Yeah, there's a lot of those guys that have done their floating around. I
was going to say, I think that's why, too, is because he was like a hired freelance musician that just happened to get caught up with Ozzy and Suicidal and oh man, I can't talk enough about Suicidal. ST for life, bitches.
We have a handful of musicians that every summer, they own beach houses down in Delaware on the Delaware beaches, and every summer they come down. Dave Grohl is one of the best known. And for like 15 years, Grohl would come down every summer for 4 to 6 weeks and hang out with all the locals, and nobody knew. Even the news channels didn't know until one asshat threw it out there.
Hey, every time I think of Dave Grohl, to be honest, I do not really like his band. I liked some of the songs, especially the Prince cover he did, Little Nicky. That was awesome. Just because it's Little Nicky, and he did it really fucking well. And that's actually a hard one to find too on YouTube and stuff. But his outside projects, his super band projects that he's done, has been some of the most phenomenal music I've ever heard. And I'm gonna bring it up just because is "Shake Your Blood" with Lemmy. One of that. Oh, that's just the cream of the crop.
I like Grohl, but I like Grohl as just, he's a real good, genuine human being. You gotta admit, some of these artists, like Metallica, they're just plain up assholes. You remember all the Napster bullshit, don't you?
Oh, of course.
But no, he's really cool. For a long time, you'd hear the stories. Oh man, I ran into Grohl down at the liquor store. He came out with a shopping cart full of beer and gave me a 24-pack.
Well, shoot, when I was a teenager, I lived in downtown Seattle.
Did you?
And, yeah, and that was literally probably 6 months before the grunge scene hit big. And I saw Nirvana for like $5 in a coffee shop with like 10 other people. And dude, they fucking sucked. I'll tell you what, they sucked. I saw Pearl Jam, all those guys. Like Sky Cries Mary was probably, they didn't get too big, but they did make it a little bit.
Yeah.
I saw, dude, that was an incredible thing to be able to be part of. Even though I'm not the hugest grunge guy, but that was a cool thing to live through.
Yeah, I bet.
A musical movement.
It was one of the few in our lifetime that really defined the generation. So hasn't been anything like it since, as far as I'm concerned.
No, it's been too commercialized. It's now it's about the festivals, which is a cool thing in and of itself. I mean, there wasn't occasionally back in the day you'd have something like that, but now it's all festivals.
Yeah. Every once in a while, something new and different catches my ear. And I think being so diverse, like not having a hard set opinion on what I like is music. The last time it happened wasn't too long ago. It was Mumford & Sons. Like come out of nowhere with this folky sounding stuff. And for a minute, I tried to hate it. And then I was like, I didn't hate it. I really liked it.
I continue to hate it to this day.
Hey, to each their own. Couldn't understand half of everything they said, but still, I liked it. Look at you sleuthing. That's stupid.
I think it's funny. I think it's funny as hell, dude. When I saw his name in there, I'm like, oh, nails.
All right. Well, guys, I don't know about you, Chuck, but I think I'm about ready to wrap this up.
Yeah, this chain's getting a little heavy, dog.
I had an awesome time. I've been looking so forward to the new year getting here and being able to start some of this new stuff. So you guys keep your eyes open for the challenges. Right now, if you're not aware, head over to the FPV NoobTube Facebook community, and pinned at the top of the page is an announcement. Our current challenge is the Night Flight Challenge. It's got some criteria now. It has some rules. It can't be longer than 2 minutes. 2:01. 2 minutes and 1 second is an automatic disqualification. All right? So you can't get too carried away with it. It also has to be at night, not sunset, it's got to be twilight, and not like the faggot vampires that, glitter. I'm talking about dark. All right?
Yep. And before everybody leaves, I just want to remind you guys, you want to get in them giveaways, throw in $5, throw in whatever you got. You're in on it. We'll start getting really cool stuff.
Yeah, we appreciate it. We appreciate it a lot.
We're
going to make it worth your while.
Yeah, it's all for you guys, man. We want to start giving back to you guys, but we need a little help doing that.
But yep, get in on the night challenge. Keep your eye out on the Facebook group. Keep your eye out on the channel. Chuck, you got any noob crews coming out?
No, not right now. Actually, I had a few guys that were in line, but
Flaky.
as happens every time, you know, I get 4 or 5 guys in line, and 4 of them flake. So,
All right.
Dave came through for me. Thank God. That was a great episode. Guys, go check that out. It's back on the FPV YouTube channel. That was one of the more fun edits I've been able to do.
Tell them about the Noob Crew real quick, Chuck. What is it?
The Noob Crew is you guys. What we do is we take a pilot, whoever wants to do it. You don't have to be Mr. Steele, like Josh always likes to say. I do like a little skill personally, just because I try and keep it as entertaining as possible. But you know, you don't have to be the greatest. And you send me your footage, I'll edit it. I'll throw, metal on it. That's because it's me. And we'll put it on the FPV YouTube for all to see. Be able to, you know, push your channel a little bit and have a lot of fun doing it.
And for us, it's all about us getting to know you a little bit. You get to see us, and hopefully you're going to get to see more of us, not just me and Chuck, us as in the noobers, right? But we want to know about you guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's not all about the flight either. There's a little self-interview part where you could, you know, tell everybody about yourself a little bit, show a little personality, and, you know, let us know who you are. And that's what we look forward to most.
Good deal. Well, that's all I've got. So this is Withrow signing off. Thanks for coming. We'll see you next week for the NoobTube Gangbang. So if you guys want to get in on chat and chat with us, let us know. Otherwise, happy crashing.
All right, guys. Check out Josh's channel. Check out my channel, Chuck It FPV. Later, fools.